fire!
Gotta go. But thanks. On with the show.
Hello, fellow mutants. Welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to talk about how, according to the Screen Rant article, Disney has accidentally canonized one of the a Luke Skywalker story that came out towards the tail end of the Lucas era. What does that mean? I'm not sure, but I wanted to cover this because this is my favorite Jedi right here. Luke Skywalker is my favorite Jedi, so let's get this. So, one of the last George Lucas era Luke Skywalker stories accidentally ended up being Star Wars canon after the Lucasfilm continuity relaunch in 2014. Star Wars has been a transmedia franchise since the beginning, and I saw something of a resurgence in the 1990s. Timothy Zahn's popular Thrawn trilogy set up the expanded universe in countless other mediums, fleshing out the entire Star Wars timeline. Disney bought Lucasfilm and Star Wars in 2012, and in April 2014, it was officially confirmed that the entire expanded universe was no longer canon. Was they refer to like the old expanded universe as Legends currently? Um, yeah. Surprisingly, though, the simple decision led to a great deal of confusion around one specific novel, Heir to the Empire by Kevin Hearn. This became one of the earliest canon Star Wars novels, more by accident than intent. So Luke Skywalker, the son of Anakin Skywalker and Padme Amidala, Luke was brought up to the desert planet, um, Tatooine. Initially mentioned by Obi-Wan Kenobi, Luke fired the faithful shot to destroy the Death Star, the first one at least, and he became a rebel hero. Despite the fears of Obi-Wan and Yoda, Luke's faith in his father was proved well-founded when Vader returned to the light. When the Emperor defeated, Luke dedicated himself to bringing back the Jedi. His first attempt ended in the tragedy of the Palpatine's manipulations. Luke's legacy lives on in Rey. Um, so, Heir to the Empire was one of the first canon Star Wars novels, and for a while, it was like considered as a sequel trilogy. And you can say it's technically it is in the what is considered as Legends era, technically. Anyways, let's go. Heir to the Empire, Heir to the Jedi, sorry, is the third ever Star Wars novel in the canon, and there's first to be told from Luke Skywalker's first-person point of view. The book takes shortly after A New Hope, following the Battle of Yavin, and sees Luke struggling with the loss of Obi-Wan Kenobi and his lack of mentor, particularly as it pertains to his abilities to wield the Force. Although Luke attempts to grow in his aptitude of the Force independently, he has difficulty doing so without a Jedi Master to train him. So, A New Dawn came out September 2nd, 2014. Takes place 11 years BBY. Tarkin, November 4th, 2014. 14 BBY. Heir to the Jedi, March 3rd, 2015. 0 ABY. Lord of the Sith, April 28th, 2015. 14 BBY. Dark Disciple, July 7th, 2015. 19 BBY. And for those of you who doesn't know what BBY and ABY stands for, Everything centers around like the Battle of Yavin, right? Episode 4, A New Hope, right? So battle BBY means before the Battle of Yavin. ABY means after the Battle of Yavin. So, in case you guys, for those of you who didn't know, there you go. Heir to the Empire was originally part of the Legends trilogy, right? So, this Luke Skywalker story is considered accidentally canon in part because Heir to the Empire was originally intended to be in the Star Wars Legends timeline. In fact, the book was going to be part of the novel series Star Wars Empire and Rebellion. Initially, this was actually meant to be a trilogy, with Heir to the Empire being the third installment. Instead, this Star Wars book duology consists only of Star Wars Razor Edge, written by Martha Wells, and Star Wars Honored Among Thieves, written by James S. A. Corey. Sorry, it was like the Thrawn trilogy that was the secret trilogy. Duh. Okay. Razor's Edge and Honor Among Thieves were relegated to Legends with the Disney acquisition of Star Wars and the 2014 continuity relaunch. But Heir to the Empire was separated from the other two novels and established as canon. The move was particularly surprising because the trilogy was intended to focus on each of the original characters' three main heroes. Razor Edge focused on Leia, Honor Among Thieves on Solo, and Heir to the Empire, Heir to the Jedi, sorry, about Luke. By separating the three, Leia and Han's stories were removed from canon. Yet Luke's was not. Unquote. This move was particularly surprising because the trilogy was intended to focus on each of the original trilogy G's three main heroes. So what Heir to the Empire adds to the canon? One of the most interesting aspects of Heir to the Jedi. I don't know why I want to say Empire so much. Heir to the Jedi is the extent of which Luke struggles with his lack of a new mentor. In terms of the original trilogy, that difficulty is missing somewhat. The end of A New Hope sees Luke triumph, even aided by Obi-Wan Kenobi after his death when he destroyed the Death Star. The Empire Strikes Back begins with Luke having a harrowing close call with death himself, but his anxieties about his abilities and his capacity to learn and grow in the Force of his own are minimally explored before he departs for Dagobah. One of the most interesting aspects of Heir to the Jedi is the extent of Luke's struggle with his lack of mentor. I didn't reread that book because I only read that once. I didn't reread that. Luke had fairly quick connections with Yoda, who helps him complete his training and become a Jedi. Heir to the um, Jedi therefore adds to that story in the more realistic way. After all, the Jedi structure is a master and an apprentice for a reason. Heir to the Jedi also sees Luke develop feelings for someone, which is perhaps a less interesting but still relevant aspect of the book. Luke eventually upholds the prequel trilogy's Jedi rule against the attachments, so seeing his grapple with romantic feelings has interesting implications for why Luke makes these choices for his temple later on. All in all, Heir to the Jedi, an interesting story, mainly because it's effectively a Legends book that slips through the cracks, particularly as Star Wars begins to draw additional Legends stories into canon, such as the introduction of Grand Admiral Thrawn in Star Wars Rebels. These stories become even more pertinent. Heir to the Empire nevertheless carries weight. However, as a surprising canonized Luke Skywalker story, doesn't have some implications to the current Star Wars timeline. Okay. So essentially, the Heir to the Jedi book is canon. Okay. Okay. I mean, you could say it's a good thing or bad thing. I don't know how I like the idea of it being in canon, like that story being canon from a little bit I remember is cool, but at the same time, then I kind of get reminded that oh wait, Luke Skywalker is gonna be that grumpy old asshole that we see in the Last Jedi. So I don't know. I'm kind of conflicted about this, but what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section down below. Love y'all. Have a wonderful day. Be kind to one another. I will talk to you fellow mutants later. Later, taters.